Although not the official kickoff has been announced, I would like to grasp the opportunity to welcome Storeshippers for presenting the case study. Unfortunately, the client at Matters, Rituals, was not able to attend due to some unexpected experiences, but nevertheless, Peter is covering, and he's of course freely to talk about the client, so let's take the opportunity of doing so. Storeshippers really into the core of omnichannel, unlocking stores for e-commerce purposes, and I would not say a new trend, but of course a trend that was really kicking in due to COVID and lockdown scenarios. So Peter, feel free to share maybe some introduction of yourself, some background. And I have this machine, although the audience is for me a few steps away, but let's make it as interactive as possible to get most out of it, not only for you guys and for Peter. So enjoy.
Thank you very much. So welcome all. My name is Peter. I'm the founder of Storeshippers. So I'm very happy to be here today and to tell you something more about what we did for this beautiful customer of ours, Rituals. So Storeshippers, we are a ship from store logistics platform, and we specialize in making fast and sustainable delivery experiences using your most precious assets, being your stores. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Rituals, what we did for them in the last two years, because this, as you said, this is a relatively new industry and a relatively new business, and how we are turning stores into omnichannel assets. So I always like to keep it a little bit interactive, so if you have any questions during my presentation, please feel free to ask. So I don't feel like a school teacher talking to you guys this morning. All right, so maybe start with some challenges that you've been facing in your supply chain. Probably, I don't think I need to explain a lot here because you've been experiencing this in the last 2 years a lot, I think. So first of all, of course, is the e-commerce boom. I think in the last 1 to 2 years, we've probably grown 10 years in volume. And that, of course, puts a lot of stress on your DC operation. Stores were closed. What do you do with the stock that is in the stores? What do you do with the enormous amount of orders running through your DC? And how can you cope with that? Then there's the consumer, because although you were having a difficult time in your e-commerce fulfillment, they were not exactly saying, okay, I understand. So the customers these days is, of course, is expecting to be engaging with your brand through any device, any time of day, through any channel, and they don't care if it's online, offline, whatever. This was want their parcels, and they also want an experience. So it's not that you, because I always think it's funny that while you in your store you have this you put them through this full experience of the store with the clothes and the smells and the sounds, and when it comes to e-commerce, this is what they receive at home, and that's not what they're expecting anymore. So last, of course, is the trend of sustainable and fast delivery. When we started this company 2 years ago, we were talking to retailers, and they said, same day delivery, is that really necessary? And now, not even a year later, I can order my groceries and have them delivered in 10 minutes. I mean, that's 1 year, and we're talking about 10-minute delivery. I think that's really going really fast. And also, if you look at research, you see that up to 46% of consumers consider abandoning their shopping cart if the lead times are really long. Then there's sustainability. Of course, we've been very busy with COVID and all these things. So sustainability has been pushed a little bit to the side. But it, of course, is important. It matters to your customer a lot. 86% of people shopping with you indicate that they care about environmental choices. So it's important. If it's not the customer, it will be the government, because they're closing down city centers for diesel vans. Amsterdam 2025. So there's a lot of pressure. And we think that your store is actually the perfect way to cope with these challenges, because you can give a totally new dimension to customer experience by shipping from your store. Because what we can do is how you receive a parcel like this, really bringing the store experience to the doorstep of the consumer. Ordering until 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, and a couple of hours later, you get the driver with this in your hand. And that's what we see the big advantage of ship from store. Second, of course, is sustainable shipping. Often, fast and sustainable are not the best friends. But by doing it from a store, they actually are. You can do both. Because it allows you to use stock that is actually close to the consumer already, and you can shorten the last mile, covering this, so the distance you have to cover is only a couple of miles instead of hundreds of kilometers if you're using a DC from abroad. So then, those are two like experience things, and the last one is of course the business case behind it, because there is a strong business case for ship from store. You can really optimize your performance with it. So first of all, there's the stock efficiency. By using your store stock or making it available for e-commerce, you can really orchestrate and use the perfect stock for the perfect order. And that allows you a lot of efficiency. It prevents markdown at the end of the season, the omnichannel approach. So second, it's the sales. You see that if you are able to ship fast, that customers like to do business with you and they come back. American Apparel introduced ship from store, and they had a sales uptake of up to 30% with this introducing this strategy. So there's a strong business case for ship from store. Now, of course, you guys are here for rituals, and I already mentioned that unfortunately they were not able to come here, but that indeed allows me to tell anything I like about this project, so that's also a good thing. I can tell you all the secrets. So for those of you who don't know Rituals, it's a premium cosmetic brand from Holland. It was founded in 2000, and yeah, it's been a massive success story. They're most known probably from the shower foams that you might have all seen. And they have over 800 stores in 27 countries and doing over $1 billion in revenue. So I think it's a great success story, obviously. And this brand is all about customer experience. They actually like to call it Rituals. So they approached us pretty much in the middle of COVID. Experiencing probably the problems you had as well, saying, what do I do with my stores? There's stock, there's store closures, what do I do? And they gave us four mission things to accomplish for them. They say, we want to make optimal use of our stores. We want to create an alternative for our DC, taking the pressure off, but also already create an alternative for Q4 that's coming up, because we already can see that our traditional carriers will have a lot of trouble with coping with our demands. We want to optimize the customer experience. Well, I already showed you a little bit of how it looks like. And of course, we care about the environment and fast delivery, so we want sustainable same-day delivery. So, what did we do for them? We are the global ship-from-store logistic provider for Rituals, and we are active in 9 countries for them. You see mostly Western Europe. Of course, since January, UK is actually a really nice market to ship from store, as you can circumvent all custom problems and cost, because we use products that are already in the country. But also Switzerland is a really interesting market, of course. We have almost 250 stores in the program, so that actually actively use this way of working. And we integrated over 60 courier companies. And so we really have a multi-carrier approach. We work with those courier companies in all those countries, and we actively manage their performance. So we are not only the tech provider, but we actively manage the contracts, we manage the delivery performance, we manage all customer service requests from them. So it's for them it's a turnkey solution. And a really nice result is that we already saved over 80 million kilos of CO2.
Yeah. How does it work with these 60 courier companies? Do they pick up their sales in the store? So can a store have multiple pickups a day with multiple couriers, or is it just one pickup?
So how we do it is that we set up a custom scheme. So for the 1 hour delivery that we also do, that's just, you just have to do it, right? You just have to go. But we indeed understand that it's not very nice for a store to have multiple couriers coming in all day, picking up 1-2 orders. So what we do mostly is that we work with more professional courier companies, not that much the app-based guys that, you have your driver's license, you scan it and you're a courier. But more the professional companies like professional bike delivery companies. They do 1 pickup in the afternoon, between 3 and 6, and then deliver between 6 and 10 at night. So this is the results, but by now you're probably really curious how that actually looks in real life. So I have a really nice example of how the customers are immersed in this experience and how it actually looked like over last Christmas time, which of course was very busy. Now, I can imagine everyone wants to have this parcel delivered like that, right? I think that's really amazing. The smile on the face, the little note on the bag, I mean, that's the experience that you want to bring to your customers, and I think that worked really well here. So, beside just the delivery, we take it one step further because we actually think it's quite strange that you have this customer experience on your website, in your store, but then you do the e-commerce, and then the post-sales messaging is all through your carrier. I mean, why is that? I'm not a customer of DHL, I'm a customer of Rituals. So we take it one step further, actually allowing you to set up your own communication with your customer in totally your own style, without us being seen, pretty much. So that means custom emails for every step of the way that you want the customer to be informed. Of course, we can have features in this like scheduled delivery, so you can actually decide, the customer can actually decide on their own time when they want to have the parcel delivered. But also tracking pages, just in your style, showing the rider on the map, and that totally brand experience for your parcel delivery. So, important lessons learned from this. Store staff is absolutely key to do this. You have to make it easy for them because you're asking them to do something that they have not really signed up for in the beginning. I mean, they want to be store staff and not that much parcel fulfillment. So make it easy for them. We allow shipping just in the shopping bag with the cash register receipt as a label. So there's no extra hardware needed in the store, and the process is relatively simple. 1 pickup at the end of the day, not 15 couriers coming in all the time. Then the tech partnership. We work in really close cooperation with the order management systems most of the time because this is complicated. You want to have the perfect option for every single parcel and not just one single way of working. So that's really important to have a close relationship with the OMS. And actually, it's nice that we can integrate with the OMS. So actually, for the retailer, the work is most of the tech work is done with the OMS and not with the retailer, fortunately. And then the last one is the multi-carrier solution.
Do you have integrations with multiple OMS systems already?
Yep.
Or only one?
Yeah, we have multiple. Yeah. So although it kind of always works in kind of the same way. It's just a matter of time, a little bit of time, and the integration for us takes mostly like a week, 2 weeks, and then we're done. So the multiple carrier solution. So what we did for rituals would have not been possible if you worked with just a single carrier. That doesn't work in 300 cities in the 10 countries, in 9 countries. So also it allows us to have like different options, taking it a step further than only local same-day delivery, because we also give the options to do national deliveries and even international deliveries with the same courier. So you can really use your stock in an optimal way, and you decide where you want the product to come from. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry. So. Maybe a little bit about Storeshippers. As I already said, we are a ship-from-store logistics company, and we focus on sustainable and fast delivery, sourcing it from your store. This is our total network. We are the biggest network in Europe at this moment, with coverage in 10 countries, 9 in Western Europe, but also the USA. And we reach over 82 million people with same-day delivery solutions. And the beauty of it is that that's all reachable via a single API. So yeah, you can imagine the trouble for a retailer that has 10 stores in 5 countries and 100 cities. Then you would have to be integrating with a lot of couriers to get this done. And we've done that for you. We've harmonized the technology through all those partners, because local delivery solutions are quite often not that professional, right? They have limited tech capabilities. We harmonize all that tech and make sure that all the steps in the delivery process are the same for everyone. And that gives you a harmonized solution towards your client. It always works the same. So, as I already told you, we don't only do local delivery, we do a lot more. Because our network can also pick something up from your store and inject it with a different carrier, in a different carrier network. So that also gives us the opportunity to do national deliveries from all your stores. Then there's the dark store. That's actually something new that we just set up in Holland. We have it live in 4 cities now, in the big cities in Holland. Is a dark store serving as an extra fulfillment capacity for your stores. So we can actually take up the fast runners in your assortment into our dark stores and make sure that your store is not even bothered by the 1-hour delivery, for instance. So we can do that really fast, and also it allows us to do extra services, like maybe pack it in a different way or relabel it to a national carrier. So you can take away a lot of the work from the store and have us do it. And that's something that we're going to roll out throughout Europe next year, but we now have it in Holland to start with. The last one is his own delivery. You've probably seen the pictures online of all the store staff that was really much involved with the delivery at Christmas. Everyone was on his own bike in his own car, helping out the company. And so we created some software for that. And this allows you actually to give out an app and courier software to your store and have them deliver the parcels themselves. And we actually have quite some stores that have the neighbor kid deliver some parcels at night, or maybe it's the store staff doing an extra round at night to deliver some parcels. And then it's, of course, when it gets really personal, because what you see is that the customers for ship from store are the customers that usually come into the store. So that's the way you really bond with the staff, because it's the people they normally see as well. They're also most of the times they're really close to the store, located close to the store. So that's how you really get the bond between the store and the store staff. Yeah, I already told you a bit about integration. So we mostly like to work with the OMS parties. So we have, of course, we have a setup that can work with pretty much any retailer, right? We have a portal for like the fast setup. You have your portal manual entry in your live tomorrow, but of course it doesn't really work for the high volumes that we sometimes experience. And then we like to move to more an API-based system. Where we really find the optimal solution for every parcel. So every parcel that is created is pinged on our system, and we give back to all the options that we have for it. So that can be 1 hour, it can be same day, it can be next day, it can be scheduled delivery, it can be international delivery. And then it's up to the retailer to choose, or most of the time the OMS, in the business ruling that we set up with them, okay, what is the perfect solution for this parcel? Of course, we can also provide that in the checkout, so the customer can have the choice. Yeah, and then it's of course, why us, right? I mean, why Storeshippers? So first of all, it's the international network. We are the only ones with this coverage. You have some carriers with coverage in multiple cities, multiple countries. But to find anyone over 3 countries is quite a stretch. We can do it in 10. So that gives you a lot of ease of use. Then our technology, I just already kind of mentioned that we work with the OMS part in really finding the optimal solution for every parcel. It's not that we give out the same solution for every parcel. It's really a custom thing, and the customer is in control here. And the last one is that it's a managed solution. So we are not an e-commerce platform where you say, okay, here's the integration for the technology, and you choose, you make your contracts, etc. We manage the entire solution for you. So we handle the contract negotiation with all the underlying carriers. We handle all the customer service requests that come in from your customers. We actively support the stores if they have a problem with a courier or a shipment or whatever. We totally manage it for you, making it a one-stop shop. And well, if that's not enough to get you started on ship from store, I don't know what is. Just before I answer your question, we are in the back there with the big courier bike. I get a lot of questions from people saying, can you actually drive that? Because it's really big. If you want to take it for a spin at the end of the day, you're more than welcome to experience how it is to actually do parcel deliveries on the bike.
Just a question in terms of your business model.
Yeah.
How do you manage to integrate using the platform? So in terms of what is involved for you, as part of your business, can you explain a little bit more?
So you're asking me what our business model is, how we make our money?
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, we charge a parcel fee. And we pay a parcel fee as well to the people that work for us, and we try to put a little bit in between that. And but everything is purely volume based. Yeah.
Considering like sizes or weights for a parcel, like what is the range?
Yeah.
That you can deliver with. I didn't see the bike yet, so I'm.
You're only more than welcome to give it a try.
Probably it's a little bigger than the one in the commercial.
Yeah, it is. This is for. We would like to make routes, right? With the bike you saw, that's not really possible. And as you understand, it was a bit of a promo thing as well. So, but we use that bike normally. So, but on your question, so. The normal bike is capable of doing quite some parcels, and if you see the average shopping bag like that, we're very much able to handle that. If you have larger items, we have the multi-carrier approach, so we just put in a different type of carrier to handle your shipment. But generally, like a shopping bag like that, normal, that's no problem.
All right. And what is the distance range that you deliver? Or what you offer in your services? Yeah,
so normally we do about 10 kilometers radius. So that's quite a lot. If you imagine how many people live within 10 kilometers, that's a lot of people. But we don't only do. If it falls outside of the coverage, we just find another carrier that can help us, and that's all automated. So we can always find a solution for your parcel. And if it's not a local sustainable courier, we can always inject it into, even on your own contracts, with DHL and PostNL and whatever carrier you would like to use. So we will just relabel the parcel and then offer it to a national carrier.
Yeah, question.
So how do you select last mile carriers? I saw some pictures of Uber Eats. Do you use Uber Eats, or what is usually the preferred last mile?
Well, we
Sorry, because it's been streamed and recorded, so I briefly repeat the question. So the question is how to select the carriers based from a service point of view.
So we mostly like to work with more like established courier companies that really have like their own operation, like have an office and like that. But of course, we also work with on-demand couriers. So how we select them is that, of course, it's a bit to see, hey, what's available in the market. And then we always look at the technology. Do you have the technology to work with us? If they don't have it, we provide it to them. Because we also have our own courier apps and our own routing system. So we say, hey, this is what we minimally use as statuses. And if you cannot deliver that, then use our applications. Then, of course, it's about their performance. And we measure that all the time, because for every parcel we get the status, is it picked up, is it been delivered, has it been delivered in the delivery window that we actually agreed on. And we have all that performance data. And that's the beauty of a multi-carrier system. If they don't perform, we switch to someone else. So we were really firm on performance.
Who uses the bike then? Because if you use other last mile carriers, they have their own vehicles, right? So we use the bike.
Yeah, so we select them. We let you actually tell us what vehicles do I want to use. If you only want to use zero-emission vehicles, we'll only make the vehicles available that are actually zero-emission. If you say, well, I don't care about that, or I just want to use ship from store, then we can also select other vehicle types.
How do you have a sitting fleet of vehicles that you can lend, or how does it work?
I don't fully understand your question.
So you were saying that the last mile the courier can select, the carrier can select which vehicles they're using.
Yeah.
But how do you make the bike available then?
So we have couriers that use the bikes, and so we don't have our own couriers.
So you have a fleet of bikes that you lend, or?
No, so we work with bike courier companies. So we don't have our own bikes. We just use our own bikes and our own staff in the dark store facilities that we have. So there we control like the full thing, but we approach bike courier companies. So we say to them, hey, do you want to join our network? And then we can disperse some business. So that's why we know that that's how we can make certain that it's a bike. Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier that same-day delivery is unique. Now 10 minutes is the standard.
Yeah.
Do you think that's sustainable also in the future? Because if you look at gorillas, they deliver for €1.80.
Yeah.
And if you look, is that sustainable?
No, not at all. I think we've come to a really strange point in time that we actually think that delivery is free, right? Because we're offering it for free. But that's of course not the case. And I don't believe that you can actually make a delivery for €1.80. That's not possible, especially with the infrastructure that a company like Gorilla has behind it. That's just not possible. So that's why we are not in food, because the need for 10-minute delivery for a pair of jeans is not that big. If you can get it within an hour, it's very special. If you get it the same day, it's actually really good. And that actually allows us to build in some logistic efficiency, because we can create routes. And that's why we like to work with the hub structure that we have with the dark stores, because if I have to route it from a store straight away, I can only choose from 10, 20 parcels to make the optimal route through the city. If I consolidate it in one of our hubs, I can choose from a lot. And that's how you can create the optimal drive-out routes, why actually a lot of couriers want to work with us, because their drivers can earn a decent amount of money, because they're not sent from west to east to north to south. they can just stay within their little range, and then it's actually a sustainable model. That is also cost efficient because maybe we cannot do it for 180, but if I can start charging you 10 euros per delivery, you'll also be not too happy, I think. So, yeah, so we don't sell the delivery to the customer, of course. That's up to the customer, the retailer to do with it, but we can be quite price competitive because we do optimal routes.
Any more questions?
No.
No? Okay, then I would like to...
This is my last slide. Come meet us at the booth, all the way in the back, near the coffee, with the big green bike. As I already said, you're more than welcome to try it. I'll have to hustle a little bit and ask the deliverer if they can use it through the pathway. If not, then maybe outside is a better idea because it's electric and it's actually quite fast. I actually used it this morning to come here. I live in Amsterdam, so I drive it all the time. And you're more than welcome to try.
All right, give Peter a big cheer.
Thank you very much.